Please subscribe to the English Web and do not forget to click the bell icon to stay notified at all times. Hello everyone, welcome back to the English Web. I am Bhagyashree. So for today's video, I decided that I would share my experience living and studying in London since I just returned from London after pursuing a master's program in creative writing. I thought it would be great to take you all through what my experiences have been like, and what I think you all should consider when you all plan to study in the UK. So if you are somebody who is looking to study in the UK, and want to know what it is like staying there, stick around till the end. One of the major reasons why I decided to study in the UK was because of its rich history in literature and writing. And since my course was, an MA in creative writing, I was very keen on exploring the English land. That was one of the main reasons, apart from the fact that I've always been very fascinated with the British culture right from the time I was little. So it's something that really triggered me to take this decision. Honestly, before I started applying to universities, I wasn't really sure that I wanted to go. I had got done with my master's program. I was already working, I was freelancing as a writer. So getting another degree was nowhere in my sight, until I started applying. Somewhere down the line, I always thought that it would be great to study writing in a foreign country. My experience has been great. I am really glad that I took this decision. It wasn't just improving in my area of work. It was about living alone, stepping out of my comfort zone, doing things that I probably never did here in India. So there were a lot of things, and if you are somebody who's looking to go away, make sure you have all these things in mind. You would be managing your expenses, you would be looking at establishing a career, you would be looking at post-study work opportunities. So make sure you have all these things in mind before you make a decision to go abroad. Coming back to my journey, one of the reasons why I decided on London was that it would give me a lot of exposure. Like just being able to study right in the heart of London. Apart from the fact that the UK has a multicultural environment, in universities. So once I went there, it was, I took a few days to settle down. I think, like is the case with anybody, I delved into, my books. There was also a lot of reading to do. I started studying. It was great to study after like a 1 year break. 2 or 3 months after I started studying, I took up an internship because I thought it would be great to explore the work culture, in London, and it just helped me integrate better into the city. That was something that I did soon after I went. So I never really got any free time, even when I had my summer break. Now, one of the best things about studying in the UK is the fact that there is a lot of application based studying. So it's not just theoretical, but the students get exposed to working on ground, and I think that is a great opportunity for anybody who's looking to kickstart a career soon after graduation. Yes, I also did a fair bit of traveling across the UK and also in Europe. So I think all of those things really added up to my experience. One of the best things for me, I feel, is the fact that I was living away from home. You just look after your meals, you manage your expenses, you think about your post-study plans, and of course you have all your focus on your academics. So it's a very holistic sort of learning for you. So that was great. It really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Yes, that was about my experience. Now here's some of the things that I would definitely suggest you all keep in mind before you all make a plan to study in the UK or anywhere abroad. One of the things that you must keep in mind when you're going away is to try and participate in extracurricular activities. Try and interact with as many people as possible. Attend networking events. Just engage with people. You never know what clicks, and who you bump into, and The next thing you know is that you've just landed a great opportunity to work with somebody. So make sure that you always capitalize on these experiences. So academics is always going to be there, you have your focus on that, but also look at other opportunities that come along the way. Tip number 2 would be traveling. Okay, now you don't need to travel every other week, but as and when you get an opportunity to capitalize on the opportunity to kind of go around, explore the culture. I have always been fascinated with English culture, and I always wanted to go around the smaller cities and explore the culture over there, and that really added to my exposure. So don't just look at travel as a leisurely activity. It's something that is going to add to your experience living away. So do consider travel very seriously. Do go around whenever you get a chance and have fun, but also make sure that you are learning something when you're traveling. Another thing that I would like to share is always make a list of your expenses. Every time you spend your money on something, make sure you just list it down so that you know that you're spending a certain amount of money. Now London is a fairly expensive place. Even like a sandwich would cost you £5 to £6. Now if you're a student who is on a budget, it is not really about whether you should be spending that money or not. It's just to get an idea about how much money you need to sustain in the city. So budgeting is extremely important. So whether you're paying your rents, you're paying for your meals, or you're paying for your travels, make sure you have it all in place just so that you know where your money is going. Another tip that I would like to share is just try and start applying to universities way in advance. So if you're somebody who's looking to go abroad to study in September 2021, make sure you start applying right from September 2020. And that is not even very early. If you're somebody who's looking to get a scholarship or to find the right university for yourself, I think you need to give yourself that time period to get the best option. So keep that in mind and always look out for scholarships. Now there are a ton of scholarships that are being offered every year. Always apply for scholarships, and that will really help you just cut down on a lot of your expenses. And trust me, there are a lot of universities waiting to offer a lot of scholarships. Make sure you try. If you're somebody who's looking for a loan, again, you need to start the process a little earlier, because these things take time. And make sure that you have a shortlisted set of universities before you kind of start looking for a loan, so that you know how much money you would be requiring. So you need to have this list in place before you start applying for loans. So that is something that you need to do quite early on. I think if you have the opportunity, then you must go and study. Take this opportunity to just go abroad and study, be it any country, but as long as you think your course is something that would really deliver to your expectations, you must consider studying abroad. If you have the means and the time, just go for it, and you will never regret that experience. So try and absorb as much as you can when you're away, and you never know what will come your way, and it could probably change your life in terms of the opportunities that come your way. Another important tip that I would like to share is the fact that your course really needs to meet your expectations. Do in-depth research about what you would be getting yourself into. So if you are somebody who is going for a business program, make sure that you have a list of all the universities that are offering that program. Then compare all the universities. You have your own criteria. If you're looking at the professors that would be teaching, make sure you have a list of the professors. Make sure you have a list of the modules that are being offered, and make sure there is in-depth research about what you would be doing. So this leaves no stone unturned before you start studying abroad. So that is really important to do all your research about the university you are getting yourself into, because you would be spending the next 1 or 2 years or 4 years if you are studying for longer as an undergraduate student. So make sure you have these things in place before you set out on your journey to study abroad. Yeah, these were the things I felt are really important for you to look at. Of course, there are a lot of things apart from these as well, but I think these are all individual factors. And but I think as long as your university research is in place, you know that you're going to a good university that will deliver to your expectations. You are going to be getting a good experience. You have a list in place. I don't think you should ever have a problem. In fact, you will really delve into the whole process of living by yourself and exploring, and it's just a life transforming experience for most people. So make sure you capitalize on that experience and have a great journey. If you have any specific questions, do drop them in the comment section below, and I would be more than happy to answer those. And I hope you all found this video informative. I shall be back next Monday. Until then, goodbye.